If you have practices on the books that have not been revised in years, watch this video. If you're an organizational leader, a manager, a director, someone in position of power to make change, and you are just curious about how to keep the work fresh so that it always connects to the people served, watch this video. All right, folks, so my name is Coach Denise. I am the owner and principal consultant of NeverStopGrowing Coaching and Consulting, and this is my living room talk. Yes, I'm making this video, no glitz, no glam, just me in my living room, sharing some thoughts that I have with leaders of today and the future leaders in hopes of keeping our work fresh, rooted in the community, and connected to the individual service. All right, so here's a couple of tips that I want you guys to be mindful of. Listening. Be curious and listen. Because if your practices have not changed, then there is this air about you that says you think that everything is fine and it doesn't need readjusting. And in that lies a whole bunch of craters for issues. It's almost like riding down a street full of potholes. At one point, the pavement was nice and smooth, but as things started to change, you didn't think it was necessary to repave that street. And so now craters are created and people are just falling into them because your practices have not evolved with the needs of the people that you service. Now, my work has been in child welfare for the last 16 years. As a creative out-the-box thinker, for those that are interested in any of these personality assessments, let me give you a little background. I am an INTJ on the Myers-Briggs. I'm an Enneagram 8, human design, a generator, and just astrology. I'm an Aquarius in some major placements. So what I'm basically saying is it is my passion, my goal, my drive to see and think bigger, to problem solve on mass levels. So when I'm looking at things, I'm not just thinking about it in the context of which it's boxed, right? So my social service, my 16 years of social services, experience in social service is not just there. I'm not just looking at practice there. I'm thinking about how to expand it, which is why I started my business, because I wanted to take this, my work, the way that I see things, the way that I coach people through changes to a larger level. All right, so that's some credibility talk out the way, because sometimes people just want to know, well, who the hell are you? Just told you who I am. Now, back to practice. Listening and curiosity. As it relates to your practice, talk to the individuals who are tasked with carrying it out. Find out what's really going on. And as you're talking to them, there's a number of ways to do it. I'm not beholden to anyone, but I really do encourage you to ask genuine questions that you want to know the answers to, and be open to any responses that come, which means that you are going to have to find a way to make it as comfortable for your staff to respond honestly as possible. And that can be through anonymity, or it can be through collective discussions where you bring groups together and you say, hey, listen, we want to make sure that what we're putting out is servicing those that we aim to please. And that can be in social services, or it can be in business with products. Check in and find out what can be updated, what can be enhanced, what needs to be tossed. This game of keep, toss, enhance, that's something I use a lot. It helps you to really pay attention to what you have going and how successful it is or lucrative it is for those that really care about the dollar, how lucrative it is to still continue to do it. So you collect the information, you ask the questions, you collect the information. Now here's what I suggest. Now it's time to evaluate the responses. And to do this, I'm going to suggest that you get a team of individuals who are willing to push back and who have vision for the future. So what I mean by that, I would suggest that you have optimists in the room. that you also have those who are willing to push the envelope and tell you with critical detail what's not going to work. And then get a balance in that space. I like to call them the balance strategists. And it doesn't mean that any one person is better than the other. They bring a wide range of thought into the space. So as you're reviewing the responses from your teams to whatever questions you ask to enhance practice or to assess practice, you want your team, those 3 types of players, to start looking at the information shared and seeing what feels viable, what fits in with the vision or mission, what can be done, what needs to be put on hold, and what just won't fit. And as your team is looking through this, be sure that when the final selections are made, that you go back to the people. You go back to the people and let them know, here is what has come of these results. We asked you questions or we spoke to you in the forum, and this is what you said, this is what we heard, here's what we're doing. Because in addition to updating your practice to make sure that it stays connected to the people that you are doing the work for, you also are showing your staff that you care about their opinions, that their voice matters. And what you have as a response is more people willing to come forward and share their innovative ideas, happier staff, people who feel more content with their work, they feel satisfied, and you have an overall increase in productivity of what you're doing, because now people are seeing that they can contribute to the vision. Give credit. Give credit. Allow people to build themselves up while working with you, not for you, not carrying out your mission. It is the collective's mission. This is how you make sure that the hands stay connected to the people that you're servicing, because you've done this pyramid of modeling for them what this looks like. Let me break that down before I close this video out. In this pyramid, you as a leader, you have now gone to the people, and as a leader, your people are your staff. You've gone to your staff and you're like, hey, I want to revisit practice. I want to see how connected what we're doing is to the people that we're servicing and to our mission. Help me understand the parallels between those from your eyes. You've just told them your opinion matters. You just told them you're putting out the work, you're doing the work every day, you matter. Now, what they're going to do in turn, in order to truly answer your question, they're going to have to think about the people being serviced and to see, well, how does this align with their needs? And how does this connect back to the vision or the mission or initial goals that we had set? And their responses are going to be based on that. So what you've done now is you have everyone taken care of. And when they share their responses back up to you, they are bringing the words of the community, the people, the customers, the clients. They're bringing those thoughts and feelings and comments back up to you. And then you, in turn, are taking what they say, what they think, what they've gathered, what they've noticed into consideration to say, we're going to meet these needs. It just works like that. And as simple as it sounds, way too many organizations struggle to actually do this. And you struggle to do it because there is still fear in change. And I ask you to really, instead of negating that right off top, ask yourself, as a leader, if that were true for me, what evidence do I have to support that statement? That's a freebie for you. That is a real keen way of looking at yourself as a leader to see where you stand to use some growth. So now, as I wrap up, let's talk about how to partner with me. So I offer individual professional coaching. This is my professional investment coaching, where employers are able to contract with me to bring my supportive services to your staff, your employees, as a measure of saying, I want to invest in your success as a person on my team. All right, so that's one way to connect with me. Then we talk about group work. I offer workshops, and I have 3 that I'm offering right now, and they're around team building and strategy reconfiguration. So really looking at what I talked about in this video, practices, what's working, what's not, where's the innovative thought coming from, how can we continue to enhance this? And it's not a burn down the system kind of approach. This is something here is solid as hell. Let's build on that. Let's figure out how we're going to continue to grow as a unit, and let's flourish as a team for the sake of service delivery to our clients, customers, stakeholders, you fill in the blank. In that is also a lot of team building aspects. And I'm not just talking about the old school building of trust where we had these activities at retreats like falling into each other or blindfolding. All of those things are great. Mine's is a lot more person-centric, I'll say. In that it's about understanding who is on your team, understanding what skills they bring that has been untapped, and how we can use those in the development and the enhancement of our work. So if you're curious, don't hesitate to ask, DM me, email me, check out the link tree in my bio, or just comment below and I'll be sure to get back to you. In the meantime, folks, never stop growing. Coach Denise and Living Room Talks, out.